That's why I always say, if you more racist than your grandparents, you a cracker.
Huh.
Period.
Willie D. Live.
The thing about it is that, like me and you are having this conversation, and we're straight up telling people, look, man, we're not this, we're not that. We're telling you who we are and what we mean. You don't have to try to conceptualize it. We're telling you what it is.
Right.
You don't have to try to figure out what it is.
Right. Straight, no chaser.
But when you get a couple white guys have this same exact conversation, their patriotism is never questioned.
Right. Right.
Their loyalty to this country is never questioned. Right. It's just that you got a couple white guys, you got two angry white guys. You know what I'm saying? Two angry white guys.
No, they're not angry. They're passionate.
Yeah. Well,
we're the one called angry,
but they can,
even though we're passionate.
But they can be called angry and still be considered patriots.
True.
They're
and passionate about the country.
Rebels. They're rebels, but
right.
if we speak on it, and that is because, how they have conditioned this society
exactly
to view us.
Trust me, America did a great job on vilifying black people to the world.
Yeah,
they did great job at vilifying us because you look at. I saw this post the other day where they had these young kids, they had these faces, cartoon faces from white to from white to Asian, I guess, to dark. And they would say, point to the bad person, and the little kid pointed to the black face. The color that was colored brown.
The black kid pointed to the black.
Right, even the black, yeah. And point to the person who's mean or angry, and they pointed to the black face. Point to the person who's happy, it was a white face. Mm-hmm. Point to the person who's safe, it was the white face. See, racism is a learned behavior. No one's born that way. It's a learned behavior. You have to learn that because our different of our color of our skin, that this people are this and that people are that. It's a learned behavior. We're not born that way. So somebody's teaching them that. That's why I always say, if you're more racist than your grandparents, you're a cracker.
Huh.
Period. Because you can understand if your great grandparents was a little bit racist, because that's the time. That was a sign of the times. They didn't have to be, but you get it. But if you're young, if you Gen X and Gen Z and you still racist, you really want to be racist. Yeah. You've been taught that you really want to be, because now at that age you should have learned by now that it's wrong, and we all know right from wrong.
Right.
Dogs know right from wrong. They know when they shit in the wrong place. They look at you with a little sheepish look. Or if a kid does something they ain't supposed to be doing, they look at you. They all know right from wrong. Everybody know right from wrong. So racism is wrong. And you do it anyway.
I always say that, for people, this is a shoe fit wear statement.
If the shoe fit, wear that motherfucker.
But for those out there who are racist, they really get offended when you call them a racist, and I just don't understand. I just don't understand, how are you so offended by being called a racist when you work so hard to be one?
I tell you
know
why.
What I'm saying? Like, you go out your way to be one, but you get mad when somebody call you one. It's like It's like somebody calling you a nice guy. You going out your way. You go out your way to be nice. And people say, you're nice, and you go and you accept it.
Right.
Like,
thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate
thank you.
it. Yeah.
I think white folks who are racist like that need to get used to saying thank you when people call them racist.
Right.
Because they go out of
their
way to be racist.
But you only get offended if something's true. Right? Mm-hmm. If something's true, you get offended because it's true and you're being called out on it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody call you a murderer or a thief, you ain't get offended by it because you probably never murdered anybody before, never stole anything like that before. But if you're that thing, it's like you see me. It's like calling somebody who's in the closet who's gay, and they're in the closet about it. You call them gay, they get offended. Oh my God, call me gay all day. I know I ain't gay, so they don't offend me. If you gay, you gay. Be happy about it. Say, hey, I'm gay, and live your life. Live your best gay life. But if you're hiding and you in the closet, you on the down low, and somebody call you gay, you get offended. Why did you get offended? You can't offend me with any title that I'm not. Period. That
See,
dude called me a nigga that day. He
Yeah.
called me a nigga, and I punched him because I'm a nigga.
I was about to say, you know, I got a slightly different take on that, you know, because
Okay.
if somebody can, you know, I know I'm not a bitch, but if somebody call me that and they in striking distance, they know I'm gonna knock them the fuck out.
Yeah, so, yo,
you know what I'm
bitch
saying?
ass nigga.
Because it's disrespectful. You know what I
Right.
mean? Just being
Right,
disrespectful. But you know, these cowards, you know, of course, they say anything on the internet.
Oh, man.
But
Trigger
you know,
fingers.
but they know if I could reach out and touch their asses, you know, I'd fold them like a lawn chair.
I'm gonna tell you, like Tupac, like Joe told Tupac, you got too much to lose now. Have somebody else do that. Have somebody else do that. You got too much to lose. We need you. We need this
the point-
platform. We need your voice. Have somebody else do it.
The point is that, you know, a motherfucker know what time it is.
Right.
That's
Don't
what
try
it-
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know that. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
Man. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I'm glad you came by, man.
Man, I appreciate you having me, man. I've been looking at the show and like, man, one day I want to do that motherfucker
I
show.
appreciate that, man.
It's an honor, man. I appreciate you having me, bro.
It's an honor to have you on the show, man. Especially, you know, somebody with the resume that you have, you know, with the character you have. You know, you stand on business.
Yes, sir.
You one of the few, you know, that a person can look at in this game, especially, and say that's a solid dude.
God got me, man. I ain't worried about anything. God got me.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Guy Torry.
Man, appreciate you, man.
No
Willie
more
D.
talking.